Bec, is this a free hit?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you're bound to win one more to get into the grand final. Does it have to be this one?
Why do you have to talk about that, We're just really focused about winning this game, and that's how we've approached it each week. So we're not changing our routine every week because of that outside white noise. We're just focusing on winning a game, especially at home in front of a massive crowd on Saturday night football.
Does getting a grand final spot or securing a grand final spot change anything for the next couple of weeks then?
We won't be talking about it in the group. I think we're really comfortable with where we've gone and how we've planned this so far, and we just need to let the season play out. Like when you put it into perspective, we've still only played 4 games and we've won 4 games. It would be so easy if we started talking about those things and changing our minds that we could be 4-3 at the end of the season, and we can't afford to do that. So we just have to really focus on playing our best football and doing what we do well against Brisbane.
They don't get discussed at all, finals and that sort of stuff?
Nope.
Do you feel as though every game has almost been a final though?
Yeah, it has. So and I think that's a really good way to have approached it, is that they're all must-win games, and so we approach it each week as another game that we must win. So it's not really different.
And how important will it be taking on this weekend? It's a pretty crucial fixture.
Yeah, it is. It's a really important game because Brisbane are very similar to us. They've got a wealth of talent across the field where you can't just lock 1 or 2 players down. It's very well spread and everyone does the work, which is how we sort of look at ourselves too.
And is it going to be different being at the parade?
I think it will be because the parade's so historic. It's such an amazing ground. The first time I went there 12 months ago, I walked in and I felt like there were ghosts in the room. It's an amazing place with so much football history, and it's amazing that we get to play there.
Have the girls, I guess, sussed out the parade? A few of them would have played there before?
Yeah, a few of them have been there before, and we were certainly there a couple of weeks ago for the opening round of the SANFL women's competition. We're going there tonight as a group to have a bit of a walkthrough and have a look through the rooms and just get comfortable with the ground. You're saying
that this weekend's game is crucial and it's so important, but how tough are the Brisbane Lions really, top of the table?
Yeah, they are really tough. Like us, they've got a couple of noisier ones on the field that seem to attract a lot of attention in their bigs, in Sabrina Frederick-Traub and Taylor Harris. And, in turn we've got Chelsea Randall, Erin Phillips, Kelly Gibson. They're the noisier ones, but then it's all of the people around them that get their team together and get them moving.
You mentioned how even they are, but their midfield, that's obviously a key for any game, but is that an area you have to be particularly wary of?
Yeah, we do. Emma Zilke, their captain, is very good in the middle, and they've got a couple of hard hitters that do like to tackle, and their tackle efficiency in the middle is particularly high. So we've got some work to do in the middle this weekend. We think our clearance work over the last couple of weeks hasn't probably been where we'd like it to be, and that's certainly going to be a focus for us tomorrow night, is actually winning the footy first in the middle.
Given everything that's on in Adelaide at the moment, you got the Clipsal, Mad March, the women's footy. Are you expecting a big crowd there tomorrow night, or do you think it'll be a real test to see just how far the women's game has come by how big the crowd is on Saturday night?
No, I think the people of Adelaide love footy. So they love all other parts of summer, I've got no doubt too. But if you love footy, I think you'll be there tomorrow night because it's going to be a great game.
And have you been surprised by just, like you probably get asked this every week, but have you been surprised by just how much the footy public has eaten this up and embraced it?
Yes and no. I mean, I know I love footy, so I'm going to go and watch any kind of footy, and I think that's like anybody. If you love footy, you'll go and watch a good show, and that's what it's been so far. The numbers have surprised me, but in Adelaide, the fact that we get so many passionate Crows people there has been a massive bonus to us.
Does it make you proud to see how many young girls are attending the games and playing it at school?
It's so exciting. I get really excited, talking to Chelsea when she comes into training about how many girls she's had at clinics that week. There's just more and more of them turning up, so that's terrific.
And how's that Perco's forward pressure?
Yeah, well, that's a loaded question, isn't it? She is leading the competition at the moment for turnovers from her pressure acts. Number 1 in the competition for turnovers forced. Yep. As a full forward, I mean, you'd be sort of thinking that a midfielder would be doing that kind of work. But
what does that bring in?
Well, that just shows the work rate of Sarah Perkins. I've always said that she's not a one-trick pony. She's got many strings to her bow, and it helps the forward line. It helps Gibbo. It helps Killer. It helps J-Mac. It helps everyone kick goals. Her forward pressure.
But sorry, you mentioned your contested possessions as one area you wanted to pick up on. Is there anything else, like if you could have a quick fix, that any weaknesses that stand out in your side at the moment?
Well, look, last week in the first quarter, I think we sort of tried to sneak a rooster past the sunrise. We started to do things that just weren't us. You know, we started this ludicrous handball and not going to what we wanted to do right to start with, and I think that's because Freo put on a really good handballing show, and you could see the way that they moved the ball quickly, and all of a sudden we thought, oh, that'd be nice to do that. We can't do that. We can't stray away from what we do well. So we'll be looking this week to bring back our game plan and have 4 quarters of it.
When you first started this season, did you expect to be in the position you are now?
I get asked that every week. I never put a win-loss record on where I thought we would be. What I did say to myself was that I want to make sure the culture is right, that we've got the right group of people, and that they're all sticking together, and any success we have will be a byproduct of that, and that's certainly what we've shown so far. Yeah.
The finishing, how have you seen the finishing across the competition? Because there have been a couple of thrilling games that have been low scoring. Do you reckon that's an area that the longer the girls play, the more they'll start to find their range and have shots from areas that now they might not be?
Yeah, I think so. I think it also comes a lot to individual teams' game plans. You know, Carlton obviously had a specific way they wanted to target us and stop us from scoring, because up until that game we'd been able to kick 6-7 goals a game. So I think you'll find it, depending on the opposition and what tactic they take each week, that comes into play. But as the weeks have gone on, you can see people becoming a lot more comfortable with certain things. You know, I think we've had a couple of weeks in a row now where Erin Phillips has found her range from outside of 50 just off one step, whereas her set shots from inside 50 haven't quite hit the mark. So each week the girls are finding more and more out about themselves and becoming comfortable with what they do best.